Looks like the replays are slowing down a little. Lots of replays today. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I missed a strat on Kaite SS. But I also never got a run that was that at all matched my strats. It was kind of annoying. And then it just wasn't worth as much compared to other things. Camel trying to eke out last minute stuff. JVC and Camel have a challenge here. And Camel's got a challenge ahead of him. Clearly. Doesn't even have any 33 ASs in the last few replays. Current standings, the lead gap is a little closer now. V ceilings didn't do as well as previous weeks, so they lost even more ground, unfortunately. But Z team really benefiting from Uckies and Wazi grinding more. All of the challenges involved my team. There were 5 challenges this week. I don't know. I think we won 2 out of 5, maybe. If, you know, assuming it stays the same for a whole minute. The 2 we're currently winning are JVC over Camel and me over Fishy. Losing Kaite and Zetris and Kaite. But Miles better clutch it out. Miles better clutch it out. In 20 seconds. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Camel with the construction site to end it. The final update. 9 whole seconds. Camel with a few more construction sites. Let me change some stuff and then alright. Bam, it's Dust Wars. The boards are locked. Camel finally winning a world record in something. Fishy with not as powerful of a week. Uckies with some grinding. Big tier 2 action. A difficult week. Everybody decided to make some high execution barrier stuff. Very difficult levels. I personally was not a huge fan of the levels this week. Big grinds. But I mean, the levels are still fine. Alright. That's exiting the game. I was in a Nexus. He said you deserve to be in tier 2. You're just not as grindy as the other tier 2s that were, or the tier 3s that are. But you 100% are skilled enough to be in tier 2. There are some people that, you know, should be moved around, but you're not one of them, honestly. You can do better. take that as you may. But there are some changes that, if I made certain changes at this point, then it would actually break the balance way too much, even though there are some, more obvious changes that could be made. Very tricky to balance the 3 tiers, considering activity levels. But I've got ideas how to change it around next time. Especially how to fix a map making related problem. Alright, so let me get back to all this. So let's see what happened. We have this is not Jake times 2 on the leaderboard. So like I said, we had 5 challenges this week. Those are +5, -5. +5 to the minute winner, -5 to the loser. All of the challenges involved my team, because everybody else is just, too scared to challenge. But we won 2 out of 5, so, net negative for us, too bad. It was fun either way. I had one with Camel and one with Fishy. I had my 50% success rate. JVC bopped Camel. Camel 50% success. Wazi with a big win over Dello. Big Diesel with a bigger win over Miles. Very hard levels. Everybody finally using wagers now that they don't cost anything if you lose them. But there are a few people that did wagers that were in last. And I noticed a few gaps this time. There were a few people that didn't play their assigned levels. First time that's happened. Nemi and Rexy deciding to not play 2-player for some reason. I thought Nemi wasn't going to be around. So I don't know why they did that. Yeah, scared by you and Alex. Not getting 2 points. Like, legitimately, they would just get 2 points. Or 1 point. Just for showing up. So a few points on the board this time. Let's go into some replays. Give me a little bit to set this up, because small monitor, blah blah. Technical difficulties? I should have said something. I made a lot of late changes for people in the league. Discovered this morning. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, this is the first time hearing about it. Okay, so, first we have Zetris 2, :space Wetrix. Shoutouts to N64. I didn't play Wetrix, so I don't actually know what people are talking about. I don't think I've owned any Tetris games actually, myself. But let's start with the gimmicks. So Cal, Miles, JVC with the surprise entry, Temp and Rexy. So let's check out the Apple struggle. Oh my god, and replays just work. So there are 4 apples hidden on top of the level. You know, they're all pretty visible. Not much Worth action this week, since Worth and Kid both had characters boards removed. But they were still open for, you know, all the categories. Oh, missed the boost. Oh, missed the boost again. So, on top of all that, the levels themselves, since they started with the start speed, little script, that gimmick, you know, a lot of them were kind of boosty. So you keep that speed for as long as you can, and it's pretty difficult on some levels. We'll skip over temp. A preview of some strats to come. The dead leg. The spike jump. So fun fact, that spike jump, there are 2 dwarfs that are in this level that remained that I was a little disappointed with. One is actually faster, you know, after checking it out, but only as girl. I guess we'll see why later. I don't think it'll have an effect. And Cow with the more normal SS strats. Oh, pretty similar looking. Yeah, the dwarf right here, if people do a spike jump right here, it saves time if they do a slope dwarf instead. And I suspect there are going to be a lot of people that went for the spike jump, because it is very hard to keep speed in this level. There's also this dwarf right here that gets in the way for any percent, and I landed on that a lot. But you can't boost off it, so it's not that big of a deal, but, you know, dwarfs happen when you don't take them out. But very difficult boost to line up. I landed on it? Yeah, I guess you didn't. I landed on it a lot. There's actually a... So there's a funny setup that I might as well show off. What is it? I think, this? Yeah. So if you have 522 on that ceiling... Nice. It just lines up most of the time, but not all the time. Yeah, good old subframe, precise kind of stuff. What position you leave the ceiling on? Yeah, the easy way to get around that is just delete the script. But that's not a big deal. Alright, so now that we've seen one player struggle with Apple SS, let's hope that the 2-player runs are all apples. Woohoo, gotta zoom out. Alright. Man going up top. Leaving 1 dust for Worth. Leaving the apples for Worth. Very spread out. Missing the apple. Possibly. I don't know if the camera even caught it. Unless this is just their fastest SS and not their fastest apple SS. I have to go to Duskit for a 2-player apple time. Yeah, that was their heartbreaking run. That was, you know, 0.2 faster. This was 0.2 faster than their actual 4 apple SS. So, good to see that. But let's watch the Masters at work. These guys doing a different route, but both man players ending up in the same area. And then this man player decided to not go for apples. I remember that one was Alex. Just barely getting the apple in time. Really gotta zoom out for this one. But yeah, this route involved one person getting all the apples and the other person doing a, you know, doing everything else. What time was this one? Oh yeah. This one also was a 3 apple SS. So let's watch the real record. Pretty much the same strats. This time we'll see Dello barely make it to the apple in time. It's like, yeah, just in time. We'll skip over to 80%. I guess they might in retrospect. Yeah, they do. All the teams got 4. I was just loading the 2-player, not the 2-player apple. Starting out strong. If any of you guys want to join me, I'm in the DLC General voice channel, by the way. Alright, so any percent we got. We have some man and some kid action. Both Camel and I, so I played kid yesterday, after, you know, after a lot of very difficult practice. I managed to get barely sub 20, and then Camel comes around and is like, "Oh, you played kid? I'll do that better than you." And then beats me within like half an hour. And every time that I bopped him back, he would get me within a few minutes. So, although we went back and forth, and eventually bopped Fishy, Camel got the final word there. Yeah, Camel, being Camel. Alright. I'll watch Camel's man run also. Very similar there. Both these players on the same team. So there are a couple little differences. There are also a couple differences between, so I had a route that was Uh, barely 20 seconds. Save stated as man. I don't have a replay of that, but Fishy's run definitely proved that it was going to be really hard to bop that if I didn't even have enough strats for it. Okay, jumping, I'm doing a back heavy. Alright, I jumped on the right side. And a good ending. Your route is different. Let's see it. So when I was testing, going up top was actually only like, geez, it was like 0.1, 0.2 faster than the bottom. Like you can see the anti-hoon still very close. Losing it mostly to execution. Like just very, very slowly losing the time. But yeah, the top and bottom routes for the left half of the level are very close. How can Kid be fast? Kid gets a better boost at the start. And then can keep speed like that. But I had to throw it all away because I found that what I did there was like a tiny bit faster. And then the endings are just awkward no matter what. So I'm curious to see what Camel might have different. Same opening. Got a little higher on that boost and jumped to the ceiling. Alright, so he was able to figure out a way to do that. I found that really hard. But lost it. Able to use the block. If you're curious what my save stated run looks like, I can show you that one too. But this only happened within the last 40 or so minutes. Both of my PBs and Camel's PBs are you know, very recent. Camel not grabbing the ceiling, lost a little time. That was saved, and then actually able to do something at the end. Here, let me since I have everything. 7-1. This is the save state route that I had in mind. So obviously with not figuring out a fast way to use the one tile stuff, you know, a little different. That was as good as it got for me. For the curious. Mostly just Camel. Alright. Let's watch a bunch of SS's now. No more Kid and Worth to go through, so we'll let's see. Dev 2000 with the tier 3 win ended up tying Dello, who had the tier 2 win. So good job to both of them. You know, big grinders. Dello proving he should have been moved to tier 3, not tier 2. Dozion's pretty close though, as well. So some big grinders. Dello actually, this is like a 4-day-old time. This was record for a while. Yeah, I was talking briefly about you know, maybe we'll move both Dev and Dozion to tier 2, but the thing is that actually offsets the balance a lot more than there's some ripple effects to be found with that. Like my team no longer has enough players to do tier 3. If we do that, we don't have active enough tier 3. So, and it didn't solve the issue of like the entire tier 3 being really solid on Neon enthusiasts. So it'd just be like It wouldn't actually affect anything. Yeah, not much tier 2 action I see. So Snow was also there. I Heart Cake and Miles. I Heart Cake had a pretty late PB. I'm just seeing where I should watch these. Alright, so I also watch primarily top 10 stuff. Should I watch? Alright, I'll skip those ones. So now that we know some of those strats, let's see them gradually get better. So there's the spike jump that Delo figured that one out. A lot of these are the same strats as Delo. Except man, so that this ending is so far spaced out that man has to do an up heavy if he wants to be kind of quick at the end. I suspect the girl players are all gonna do a side heavy there. Girl can also do a side heavy there. But yeah, anyone that had issues with the ending of Zetris from it being like, you know, far away and all that stuff, totally valid in my opinion. Alright, it looks like we're gonna see it in action, the side heavy. Dozion not getting a good enough boost on the bottom to be able to keep up. After testing it, the side heavy and the up heavy are pretty much even, honestly. If you're gonna do the up heavy, you need to get 2 boosts on the bottom. Delo's run stayed for a while. Saving time by not doing lights. Saving a little time because of the slope jump, spike jump. Looks like he's gonna lose it here, but they end up tying. Yeah, a lot of the end prisms were also not aligned, funnily enough. Skipping over JVC, because it's gonna be pretty much the same as other stuff. Alex is probably the same as my round. A little down dash there makes the boost a little easier to line up. Not needed, but helps out. So, you know, losing the tiniest amount of time for consistency. 2 lights there. That's the only thing that I found that was faster than this spike jump. And then only getting 1 dash at the end, going for an up light underneath. Camel with some of the same stuff as Dev 2000, big side heavy. That's a cool little idea. That's also nice. And then Camel able to get a little stealing boost. The left side heavy. Yeah, Delo, once the side heavy was figured out, he tried to bait everybody into playing girl, because I was like, but man can save a little time over girl and doesn't really lose time in a certain section with the 2 lights. Alright, I'm in the lead a little bit. In the lead a little bit more. Not the best ending if I remember. So, pretty good run. But Fishy with a 1-frame bob, I was not able to counter. Alright, doing down heavies that way. jumping early and doing the back heavy. Losing a little time by those two lights. And then cleaner ending, cleaner boost. Very hard to get this last stuff. It's very unfortunately easy to land. So some challenges in this unfortunately come from, there are a lot of 45-degree angle slopes like this. And whenever these kinds of slopes happen, we get phantom slopes. So you can sometimes land on the left side unintended. And that was happening to me on like every single one. Like that's why I gave up landing on the right side and boosting on this in any percent. Which ended up being basically even as the other thing I was doing. But I landed on this Jorf and I landed on the left side of so many of those phantom slopes. And then I would just get a dash upwards, you know, very clearly showing that it was a phantom slope I landed on. This one didn't have too much into play, but there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. Stuff that I normally warn against, actually. But, you know, a little bit less testing from me. And I don't even do that much testing anyway. I think that was all the Zetra stuff. Alright, on to Attack Atlantis. Attacky has made a return, and this is the one I spent the least time on. But fortunately I had these two on my team to help out. Ucky's with the fishy bot. Dello with another tier 2 win. This one also had very little tier 2 action, unfortunately. You know, some people like Wazi not present. Wazi busy on other maps. Anti-Hoon with the big win here, a few frames over Dozion. Proving how good of a tier 3 player he is. You know, definitely intended to get more competition down into tier 3. Attack Atlantis also had a funny situation with broken replays, which I eventually figured out is actually because of you guys might you can't see it now because they're removed, but these death zones actually interfered with the script, believe it or not. So I now need to check death zones that are placed near the spawn point. They delete information that causes replays to not be watched. That's all you guys need to know about that. If I explain it anymore, it would be a bit, you know, weirder. So, whoops, MSG might know what I'm talking about. The death zones kill things, including data. And Spyler can probably figure that one out too. But if you guys turn on hitboxes, you can usually see entities placed around the player that, you know, that kind of thing is how we encode information, like RNG. And I didn't expect the death zones to do anything. I don't actually remember there being death zones that close to the player, but didn't matter. This is what caused some replays to not work, and fortunately it won't happen again. Now I have one more thing to actually look for in drafts. What do we want to start with here? Alright, someone pick a category. I'll show that one first. Yeah, it's just encoding information. It's pretty obvious how it should work, but don't look too hard into it, please. I just ask people to, you know, not worry about it because I don't want people to get around it. Yeah, I enjoyed the cannon idea too. Alright, so I was kind of hoping for a sound effect to get added. That would have really made it. And then you'd get to hear yourself get shot out of the cannon every time. So Attack Ulanus not as bad as it could have been, believe it or not. I'm sure true Attack Ulanus will hit the streets in the near future for you know, break time. Sure hope anyway. I'm not playing that. Okay, so we got Antihune, Dozion, J-Dude in third place. A little bit behind. Seeing a good amount of people grind it at the top. Aki's reaching 32. Only he and Fishy got under 34. But more 35 and 37 action, it looks like. So let's start with Antihune. All these lights are very very hard to hit. They're spaced out just far enough. Some good lights there. Antihune with a lot more strats that are similar to what our team had than I would expect. Ooh, doing a backlight. So I know that super there actually hits that location, jumping into the ceiling. But you know, good run. Very similar to our team's route. Only a second slower than the 34s with similar route. HET doing a little work. More heavies. Big lead. Alright, a little ADB. That is a little, that way is a little slower than what Antihune did. But HET's got a big execution difference. Supering the two prisms, losing a little bit of time because empty super is better. And a dash onto the platform. Okay, and landing on the stupid tiles at the end. Unfortunately, Camel didn't care about the ending of this map when testing. I'm pretty sure he never responded to my question if he ever even tested the ending, because it doesn't work. HCT, let's see, Delos, the tier 2 winner. You can see the difference from the same start. Making up some of that time there, doing a down heavy there. If you hit both of the prisms, you get some funny dust spread. And in the lead. Jumping into the ceiling there, almost hard to compare. I go Splendid so much. And the ending ended up being pretty similar. After some testing, Girl would save the most time at the end there because Girl can just do a grounded side heavy. But I noticed no one actually picked Girl. No one at all. Only J-Dude. And, 1 minute times. Big Diesel, trying to get disqualified, had a, 7th place time or something early on. Played his own level. Yeah, Girl has some worse lights. But I didn't want to bother with having to play Girl. I just, did what other teammates did. I know that some of these are gonna be very similar. Let's watch Tim. Similar stuff as HGT. I actually didn't copy that beginning from Tim. You can watch either. I heard that Fishy's, my replays, and Tim's were unavailable to be watched. At least of the better players. And probably an accidental ECS there. Very difficult ceiling to deal with. Me taking my time with an easier beginning. How do I make this up? I'm missing the dash. A little tighter timing there. Lost time on the ceiling. Looks like it's all at the end. Yeah. Tim could have had it. But how do you save a second? Camel claimed to make ADBs at the beginning bad, but it was clearly lying. Alright, doing it down heavy there, that's pretty neat. Okay, doing the side heavy backwards. After I was testing, I found that only saved like less than 0.1 and it's kind of awkward and hard to deal with, so I didn't bother. But how do you save another 0.3? Same kind of opening. Doing that dash jump. There's one strat that we're gonna see in any percent that would actually save a bunch of time. Also doing the backlight. They're jumping high enough where it probably wouldn't hit the dust there, but you can just do the super lower and still not have to do the backlight. But good stuff to both of them. Very impressive. I'm personally glad I didn't have to grind this one as much. Good thing there wasn't any competition here for third. Still quite time consuming either way. But there are strats that even these guys didn't do. Alright, on to any percent. I got this a few hours ago, like 2 or 3 hours ago. Ucky's bought me, so I didn't even bother playing this level until Jeez, it was late last night. I put it off. JVC said that he was gonna sit on some strats and just, you know, aim for the snipe. I'm kind of curious to see what he ended up doing. Well, this level's quite a struggle. I kind of wish I had JVC's older time, because let's just say JVC didn't find the intended route. If one of you guys can look up JVC's like 23-second run, that would be helpful. Just look up his PB history and then find whatever he got before he got like suddenly better. I'm pretty sure it was like 23 seconds. That'd be a good run to start with, honestly. And you can be like, wow, there's... Well, how could you possibly save 6 seconds? Oh, is this it? Yeah, this is probably it. Alright, JVC's first attempt at any percent. Did claim to be confused with, you know, how some people could be so much faster than him. Alright, he found the hole. And yeah, the ending not the best, but how can you save seconds? Oh. Yeah, he didn't know. I had to show him this. But it's a pretty cool route. I mean, the holes are there. The intended route is there. We'll just breeze through some of these. It's a 3-frame window to hit that ceiling. And some unfortunate small gaps. Some unfortunate tile placement. No one told you about the spike jump? Originally, I discovered in the original version of the map that you could actually make that without a spike jump. You could just dash to the left, and it was like subframe perfect, very precise. What did JVC end up doing? But you could just dash there, and then it would just work. JVC with a funny attempt at an ADB. The dash. But yeah, you could just dash there if you still had your jump. Alright, there's a solid 17. Time to see what other people did. Okay. I like that ceiling bonk. A little tail dash. Never hurt anybody. Cool stuff. I don't think the tail dash was the fastest thing, but nah, not an Ite dash. That's Ite dashes are a little different. All right, Fishy getting an ADB also, and doing a dash. Ooh. Hitting the first ceiling, not the second one. This is a really well executed route for I have better strats. Alright, me with the ADB, taking the lead, gonna lose it all real quick. Jumping into the ceiling. What's the ADB? I'll show you. So this is the strat that Tim came up with. The idea, like, what if you ADB'd? And then I was like, well, hold on, what if you low boosted instead? So first of all, I land really far to the left because this is really hard. This is basically the beginning of Kaite, for what it's worth. Um, so, what's the... I'll turn off the, I'll remove the tags. So, I'm trying to get a short jump on this little platform. It's a 3-frame window to let go of forward. And then I need the earliest possible dash. Looks like I waited a couple frames. And I need a really tight low boost. But yeah, this saved me like half a second. I land here for 30. Other people that were ahead were like, let's say 0.3 to 0.4 behind. Pretty hard, and then I just gradually lose some time. So let me, do I have... I have a save state on one of these. It's probably 5. Is it? Nope, that's that one. Hold on. Is it on 9? No. Banamat. Is it on... It's not that one. I guess it's on 8. Alright. Let's... 8-0. Alright, so here's the route that I had in mind. You know, with better execution. Not like the perfect execution, but good enough. And then, you know, I just turned around for the heavy for when I was submitting the replay. I needed to mask my time a little bit. So I just made a funny little mistake in quotes. Gotta fake out my teammates somehow. But yeah, girl can land on the ending and just do a grounded side heavy. But for those who want to know about ADBs, let's just say that when you do a dash, right here, so this is the frame advance replay that I was just holding dash, get the earliest one. My angle is within 18 degrees, and my angle of the dash is going to be within 18 degrees of the result direction. So when I dash, I keep all of the speed. I keep all of it. And that's called an aerial dash boost. You can see the dash angle 77, that's 100% of my speed. It's, you know, within 18 degrees of 90 degrees. So other players did a full hop ADB that I'm pretty sure is a little slower than like doing a longer dash and then jumping and then dashing again. But it's certainly not faster. Alright. I think that was all of those ones. Oh, just kidding. There's Apple any percent. Okay. So there's a little fight between these two at the end. I guess we'll see what's different between them. The instant jump left at the start. And then having to jump all the way over. First try twirly. Alright. Dodging the camera. There are 6 apples in the level, and thanks to one of them being so far below, as we're about to see, you actually do a death warp after you hit this one in order to go back to the checkpoint. And it still gives you credit for hitting the apple. And death orbs give you an extra ghost. Fun fact. And this is not the too heavy ending. Very fortunate for not Jake. But how do you save 1 second? Very similar start. Alright. Being careful around the edge there, losing a little time. Not Jake in the lead. Losing it on the slant twirly. MSG getting the camera on the way down. Camel never removed that. I definitely pointed that one out to him. Alright, looking similar there. Will this line up for a boost? No. Big death orb. Not a second ahead. Oh, he's behind now, but it all comes down to the ending. Yeah, I wonder if we dodged a fog or something. No, that's how you save a second. Nobody told MSG to spike jump. We've had worse losses. Just last time. Miles threw it all away at the end of Zetris. And this time it was not Jake to throw it away. But never, not as bad as Miles' run. Oh, okay. What's next? This. Alright, time for a very difficult level. Kaite. We're gonna start with the TAS this time. And then we'll get to see how these TAS strats may or may not have gotten worked in. Big grinders on Z Team coming out this time. Alright. Unfortunately, Amber was very sick the last few days at least. This week. Was unable to put together a real task, but we have a replay from her. I think they're all published, but let's just see. We have 7 replays to watch this time. I clearly had the fastest time at 1,000 frames. Sub 1 minute fresh. Yeah, so we're gonna watch those 7. Alright, so starting with Amber. With a kid. Yeah, nice little demo of some TAS stuff. Showing us the dwarfs that didn't get removed. The double. Hitting the apple for the fans. Starting to think that the time on this is accurate. dropped combo. Cool route. I think we can save some time. Yeah, Tass's first look at the map. Get well soon. How can we possibly save like a minute? What's the next one? Alright, so from the next 3 players, I have Man and Kid replays. We're gonna watch each of them in order of which ones are fastest. And, you know, in last in quotes of the Man runs. I mean, arbitrary Asian. Now this is, you know, quite an example, or quite a test of, well, execution, to say the least. So 14.2, and world record barely got under 15. So, you know, lines up pretty well. Those are probably some similar strats to what we'll see these do. After that, we have my Man run. Doing a back heavy. That saved the whole frame. From my testing anyway. I jump higher and I do a back heavy there too. Left friction kinda happens. And I don't go to the wall. That's Man. So that was a big -4. And then one more Man. You know, fresh, saving 1 frame. Let's see what's different. Does a jump then a dash there, and jumps off the ground there. I like the down dash. I think everybody figured out the same start. So I'll use this run to explain some of the stuff that we're gonna see, you know, later on. For well, that's pretty cool too. That ending. Wonder how that compared. So at the beginning we have you walk for a frame in order to set up the perfect fit boost. And now this is you know, this is something that I regret having COVID for this alone, allowing this to stay in, because this is pretty grindy, it turns out. Yeah, hey look, it's you know, so you start the level with Consite or Exa every time. But there are some, you know, there's a window, there's an easier way to do it, but this shouldn't be in the league in my opinion. You know, this is the benefit of having people playtest your maps. If this was intended, then, you know, really wish it changed. But the thing is, it doesn't actually save, well actually, no, it saved like half a second for me. I think. But the funny thing is I never got a good run with it, so oh well. That's how it goes. Either way, we are jumping into the ceiling, or into the ground, and then we're dashing as soon as we hit the ground. So what's actually happening is you go from dash to jump, and then you land out of jump, and now that you're on the ground, the dash comes out. That's what you can see in the subframe state tracker there. And that allows you to keep a lot more speed. After that, let's alright, doing back heavy. I did not do I didn't bother with a heavy as a human. And then we have the ECS. So let go of up, and as you enter roof grab idle, lets you get a little bit higher. I'm curious to see if you know, people did that. Doing an instant wall jump, that's a pretty good idea too. We have quite a bit of differences between my run and Fresh. Still able to get a little boost here. 423. I don't remember what frame I was there at. I feel like I was here a little earlier. Okay, I know that I'm 4 frames ahead of Fresh here, I think. Either way, they're all published now, so we can compare. Getting destroyed by left friction after a nice little ADB. Getting a very high down heavy. I think we all did that. Sliding for a few frames. Probably a good idea in retrospect. I didn't do that. And then the lowest possible side heavy, and then you're able to fast fall a little bit earlier if you grab the wall first. Which I did not think of, but it's a good idea. So there are a lot of differences there. Is this my task run? Let's just skip ahead. Yeah. I have a few versions. Doing the ledge cancel with the air jump. That's pretty tough. You're in risk of losing a frame. So it looks like I'm ahead here by a few frames, and I have a better boost. Whoa. I might have lost a frame there, but I get a better speed. I had to do the back heavy. I used to do water boosting, but I mean, we all had faster kid times, so. I wonder if Fresh just got all at the end there. Either way, not enough to beat Kid. But there were clearly some strats that some of us didn't figure out, but others did. My Kid was very similar to my man strat. I did not care for I was spread way too thin this week. Where's the replays? It's just here. Alright, so I only saved 0.1 over my man run. So very similar strats that we're gonna see to the man stuff. Kid just keeps speed a little bit better in most parts. But I'm interested to see what other people did. That's basically Kid doing man stuff right there. Because this is not that close to some other people, if I can find who was next. Alright, so next we have ARP. Doing a light there. A little too fast for me to see what's going on. I'm doing a ledge cancel. Getting a lot more height. Getting a lot more height there too. So he did. Okay. So he did a light, and the time dilation helped that out. Entered run for 1 frame here, probably to set up when this stuff was gonna happen. like to slow down just enough to hit this dust on the ground. Kid loses everything, so Kaite has a big problem with keeping speed in this section, unless you do, there's a funny strat that I'd be really surprised if someone does, but it's a little slower. Where you can actually do heavies and down dash and keep speed the whole way across. But yeah, hard. There's also a pretty rare tech at the end there that I'll show off. That I didn't realize applied to this. So what's happening here, there's a wall grab, and then there's a, so we're inputting, I don't know if there was a double tap, I don't think it would have mattered, but down dash, and dash, and jump. Yeah, some normal inputs that you see every day. And if you look at the states, it tries to do all these actions, and it's just like, what am I gonna do with all this? Well, I'm gonna, dash and fast fall, and pretty rare to see something like that. But that saves a little bit more at the end. Not sure how much to just falling off the wall. But the winner, the one remaining, saving 3 frames somehow. They're gonna back at me. Kids' attacks are tiny, so I'm curious how that compared. Alright, doing an attack there too. I tried to do that and didn't have any success. But I should have tried it like that, clearly. So a lot of the strats that we've seen already, just kid versions. So it looks like all the time save is across the top, going to the left. We always do a little comparison after the fact. But in order to keep this speed, you're gonna lose the speed anyway to left friction. And Fresh just, realized, hey, I'll just, stay in dash state for even longer. And did it for as long as possible. I was doing this as man for a little bit, but it's definitely better as kid. So, in retrospect, I'm disappointed I didn't try it that way as kid. Very cool stuff. Yeah, let's just compare that to the man run. Alright, man doesn't do it that way. Oh, left friction there lines up for a fit boost on that slope. Wait, where's that one? I didn't even notice it. Where? Can you just say a little more specifically? Is it in the kid run? That's a little farther than I went for that. Oh, this part. Yeah, when landing. That's very cool how that lines up. Yeah, I never had that line up like that. Interesting. And Fresh didn't figure out our bit at the end either. Alright. Time to watch slow people play. But first, any percent. Very difficult, any percent also. Very grindy. The shortest one probably, I think, of the league so far. Where's the leaderboard? So Wazi with the frame tie win, got it a little bit before Uckies, and with a wager on top. Quantum Coral also had a wager in the top half, so good for them. Camel had world record within like an hour or so with this run, and it stuck for a while, until everybody else that actually played 80%, except his teammate Soph bopped him. But Team 1 putting in big work on SS and 80% here. Z team. I guess we'll just breeze through them all. It's short. So for the curious, Fit Boost saves about 3 frames in any percent, unlike the about half a second in SS. There are 2 ways to do that climb. We saw Soph do 3 lights. I do 2 lights. It's pretty even. That was my first clean run example to give to my team. So they pretty much did that. Camel also with 3 lights and hitting the slope on the left. I'm not sure how that compares, hitting the slope and doing a side heavy like that. So I'm curious if anyone timed it. Nighthawk with 2 lights. I would guess that the slope is a little slower though. Even though you're able to fast fall like what, a frame early, you slow down from the slope. If I had to guess. That was... Yeah, everybody did it pretty much the same way. I don't think there was anything else to do, honestly. I don't know what else you could do. It's really just, do you want to do 2 lights or 3? And 2 is a little bit easier. 0.583 a different way? And what, do you mean 5.583 or 6.583? I could show that if you want. 983 a different way? Alright. If you have the replay, I'll show it. But they do the fit boost. They do 3 lights. And good dashes. Yeah, 3 lights is only good if you can actually get the best dashes. And Wazi with the frame tie win. You didn't want to save 3 frames for a fit boost? Weird. Weird. Let's slow it down. It is possible to do a couple different strats to get up here a little faster from my experience, but only like a couple frames at best. Like you can do a dash jump while grounded, you know, adding to the fit boosts, obviously, making it a real fit boost. Look at those hitboxes. Alright, SS. So we got Dev 2000 doing another big grind for a second world record. And that's us there. Anti-Hoon with second place, tier 3. Sloof with a big third place, and Glass with fourth. Wazi for some reason, and you know, Wazi could only pick 2, and that's tier 2 and any percent, and did really well. You know, if only Wazi could be on 3 leaderboards on the same level, not just 2. But otherwise, then you just have people double up like Wazi could have. So, working as intended. But to be fair, Anti-Hoon did the same thing. Their team could have picked Wazi instead of Anti-Hoon for being in there. And they would have scored a little bit better. But obviously, they would have needed someone to probably grind any percent of that point, in addition to Uckies. Yeah, and Wazi with the big challenge in tier 2, the big win over Dello. And originally we had JVC instead of Dello in tier 1. Well, not in tier 1, in Man Girl. But that's where all the tier 1 players have to go. I guess let's see if anyone other than Camel did Kid. Let's watch the Kid struggle. Was that Phantomat's PB? Alright, well let's see the non-task Kid struggle for fun. This was my starting point for the task, probably. You saw earlier Phantomat in the corner. The only person on my team that had a working, or that had a Kid replay. So that was my task starting point. Just so I could have a working save state. So shoutouts to our Kid replay of the week. Well, let's watch another tier 3 player. Newly tier 3. Let's crank it up to a tier 1 player. The only kid player in the top 10. Camel disappointed that he didn't have the ability to play kid on a kid leaderboard. Too bad. Didn't do as well on man girl. Where is Camel's time? 15.6. I wonder if he did the fit boost. Probably not. We'll let's see. 50,000s above there. Alright, we'll start with Camel. I know he wants this one to be shown. So there are multiple strats to go from the right to the left. You can do a ledge cancel if you're cool like Taz. When I was testing, you needed a 5 framer or better to save time with a ledge cancel, which is possible but pretty hard. So we see some fresh strats on the same team, but doing the jump instead of the dash, that's like a 0.1 to 0.2 difference, I think. Hey, we enjoyed the tasks. Yeah, we watched the tasks first. All of them are published though, so you can check it out. You won the fans. But we're seeing the fit boost come into play on the level in the top runs. Some of these times are gonna have some mistakes because the fit boost is very challenging, very demanding. My best run without fit boost was 0.3, and then I never got a great run with it. I don't remember what I messed up. I do an ECS. Saving time on duck there. I think I messed up the ending. Not really. If I wasn't, I ended up, moving on to other levels that were worth more. But I was aiming for the sub 15, as I'm sure some others were. I found from some testing that the full jump ECS, that one was better for me when I didn't have a good fit boost. But the short hop ECS was better for me when I did have a good one. So I eventually just, only did, what was intended to be faster. Same with a really good fit boost. Not giving up the lead on the others, but not the earliest heavy. But Ucky's ahead of the crowd. Doing all the this is the exact same route. Except deciding to lose time. But doing the down dash right there. So funny that Uki's is just that much better at execution than everybody else. And no Fishy, because he was on the team that made this map. Yeah, blame the Tasser for that one. Threw away 0.1 or so for that. Alright, that's all the normal stuff here. We have low jump. They're all really close here, so we might as well just watch them all. We have both low jump. We might as well watch both low jumps back to back at this point. Both low jump levels in a row. I guess the music's just quiet. The diesel difference. Alright, the two ending up very close to each other. Look like, I was gonna guess Nighthawk's strat was gonna be faster. But I don't know what happened. Holy cow, was the, debut performance. Joining, a little late, but doing just fine. Very similar route. Yeah, tail dashes do count as jumps because you do a jump input. But a frame tie is not good enough. Big Diesel got it first. And that's the Diesel difference. I looked away and Big Diesel's ahead. The biggest Diesel. Alright, Imagination backwards, aka Know It and Agami. Thought it was Japanese. I wonder if it's secretly Japanese. I made an origami joke when revealing the map. Alright, so low jump here. Fishy with the big win, Big Fishy. Big Diesel nowhere to be seen. Instead, JVC and Camel had a challenge here, so big difference between these two players in points. Big difference. So we'll watch all 5 of these for fun. Fortunately that jump from start speed script not counting at the beginning. Very fortunate. Tree going up, but definitely the least creative use of start speed in a Delo map. And you gotta go around to climb up there. Holy cow with the super farm. It is possible to get that dust without super farm, but it's quite annoying, quite time consuming. This was the map that I couldn't play, so I haven't seen like anything relating to this. I watched Delo's intended strats a while ago. Nighthawk going underneath. I remember timing that very briefly, you know, just checking it against what Cow did actually. And that was basically all I did relating to the level. So Nighthawk spreading out the super farm a little bit more, and in the lead. Able to keep speed really well, and getting a better dash. Pretty similar, honestly. Bitter taste. Uh-oh. My internet go down? Is Duskid down? Yeah, I'm still alive. Oh, we're back. Well, what could Camel do? Yeah, possible slow Duskid, unfortunately. We'll just have to take our time with some low jump. But don't worry, it'll load the other ones faster, probably. This is the first recap stream that we've actually had Duskid issues. So how are you guys doing? How can you possibly save seconds in no jump? Some tough maps this week. I wonder if I have a form for you guys to fill out, actually. Why am I watching Nighthawk again after all this? Oh well. Alright, let's try that again. I hope it lags just as much. Everybody go fill out that form. Camel doing the farming early, going down for a little boost. I'm curious to see if people do that boost in SS or not. Because I know there were 2 routes. And from what I understand, our team didn't find that boost. Or at least I heard that they didn't, at least for some time. I watched like one replay, and they might not have found that strat. But I could be wrong. I don't know what our team ended up doing at the end. GVC destroying Camel. Gonna boost across this way. One little hit. Some spread out, or some dust spread here and there. You know. In the lead. Remembering to not jump at the end. Very important. Fishy also doing some dust farming. everybody figuring out to do that, I guess. But is ahead because Fishy has not farmed as much yet. Farming there, okay. Ooh, interesting. And kind of dropping the dashes at the end a little, but it didn't matter. That's a really funny strat. And it turns out jumps save about 10 seconds, 11 seconds. Let's watch any percent first. Aki's winning both categories. Aki's, you know, putting in some grinding work on these maps. I guess the boosty maps are more his style. Maybe he had a little bit more time. You know, finally performing to the seed a little bit better. Camel claims to be preoccupied with challenges. Camel did have to play some high stakes challenges in the final day. Like us going back and forth on any percent on Zetris. In the final hour, in fact. I distracted him for you, but I lost a lot for it. And Camel came out even. Alright, so any percent. I missed one time. I think. Hey, let's watch Bye-Bye. New V-Ceiling fan over here. Showing up to help out for the second half of the league. Got some points to show for it. Losing a little time at the start. Jumping there. But getting a different boost. That's a big difference. Perhaps a preview of teammate strats. But also, you know, quite a bit slower than the rest. Alex also doing the same boost, keeping speed a lot better. Intended strats? Funny how that works out. I didn't know Delo had intended strats on this level. There's a little bit boost landing. You know, now that I watch these, they do look a lot more intended. I didn't look at this route at all, so I have nothing big to say about that. Huggy's a little behind until maybe that boost. Still behind, actually. Just getting a better ending. Clutching it out. Giving everybody a little handicap. You know, it doesn't lose much because of it. I don't know if Arb was testing this form or what. And it was like, dude, this saves a couple frames, trust me. And like, it doesn't save frames if you, you know, don't execute it perfectly. I don't know if that's what happened, but maybe. Because I'd believe it. You could do a fit boost at the top, yeah. Alright, well, we'll see if any fit boosts make it into, SS. You know, somewhat expected. Looks like there's an intended one in there. Or two. So we have Dozion winning tier 3 here. J-Dude's right behind also. So these two not in the top 10. J-Dude 3 frames away, destroying JVC, who got replaced by Alex on our team's role anyway. Might as well watch that for a baseline, see what some earlier strats look like. 25 to 22.6. Wazzy and not Jake fighting, you know, a little bit, but not too close over tier 2. Not too much tier 2 action this week, honestly. There's some good stuff at the top, but not the most competitive leaderboard actually. Yeah, definitely regret removing Worth just to add tier 2. Oh my god, I could have had so many more points. All these changes nerfed my team. It's awful. Alright, so let's watch a bunch of these to end. But also, fill out the form if you like some maps. Yeah, our team scored the highest in scoring. But not in bonuses. Our team lacks a little depth, unfortunately, and activity. But we have some people that can get records. And we did lose more challenges than we won. We're just feeding to the other teams. He's never even thought about that boost. Alright, Dozion. Copying the team's idea to go that way. The only question that Delo asked me about this level was comparing that boost to falling through the dust box and going underneath. We have a little desync of this replay. Rare. The AS desync. Yeah, lab that one out. Send that to MSG. Send it to the police. Don't worry, they're more unfortunate desync losses to time than that run. Than like you know, the difference of 2 points. Well, we're about to see other people use what you did, Uckies. But I don't know, maybe we won't. I don't know. I didn't have a conclusion because I didn't actually time it. I just said they look pretty close. You know, it'll be up to the teams to choose what way they want to go if they find them both and time it out themselves. Wazzy going under. Wazzy in the lead. My prediction was that they were pretty close to even. I didn't have a prediction either way, if you're curious. Because it takes a long time to set up not falling through them, but you can just fall through them really quickly instead. Fresh will be amazed if anyone does what he did. Fresh, you know, a little bit ahead. Oh, that's a cool strat. I like that. But then, lost some speed. Unfortunate. Well, given the responses that JVC has given in our channel, relating to timing things, I don't know if I trust JVC timing stuff. Alex Speedy, the best person on our team, decides to take the boost up top in the lead. But just barely in a lead over Fresh. Until there. Alex Speedy being Speedy. Fishy's worst performance of the league thus far. A little bit behind Alex. Alex and Fresh on top of each other. Wazzy just behind. Slightly better ending. That's where those frames came from. Yeah, we get a lot of strats here. Camel deciding to not take the ceiling boost. Another different climb. Camel doing that, and that Fresh did really quickly, and not dropping speed at the end. As much. I feel like one of those lost a little bit. Big difference there. But only another 0.1 or so for Hookies. Deciding to fall through. Aki's a little bit behind. Whether that's conclusive enough for everybody else, we'll see. Best strat there. And then pretty similar ending. But Camel claims he could have done better. If only he wasn't dealing with challenges like a low jump. Maybe next time. Yeah, pretty good replays. Pretty good map. If you like certain maps more than others, vote for map stuff there. Whoops. Are there any other replays that were sent? Oh, something got lost in chat anyway. I have an attacky task from Arb. That's the only one that I see. Whatever this is from Anubis. Played it with half dash. Is apparently a dash masher. Alright. So this is a few seconds faster than world record. Doing the ADB. That is in fact possible. Doing that side heavy too. Nice. There's that. Able to land there. Really low attack there. Oh, another short hop ADB there. I hated how that stuff lined up. And there's the grounded side heavy at the end. So girl doing better than every other girl. I almost gave up on the short hop ADB at the beginning of this level, but the thing that made me keep it was figuring out that I can land farther left at the start. Like I was really trying hard to, figure out a more viable, more likely way of getting it to work, and I fortunately did. If I cared about SS here, I would have considered going for it in that, but it would have taken a long time to route this one out. Tough level. And it's definitely even harder with the worst speed. There was a little leeway. So there's a little leeway at this 300 max speed. But I mean, one frame jump and then instant dash, then you heavy down dash. Girl probably can't reach that with an uplight. That's a kind of funny heavy to see, that up heavy. I don't know about the head bonk there, but it's fine. Probably better to do it that way. No apple people going for the slope torf boost there. I imagine a true attacky Lannis is gonna come out. That shows some of the original stuff. But one thing that was in the original version was a lot of so what we see here, a lot of these used to be prisms, and I was just like, I don't know, Camel. That's gonna make it so we have air charges during all of these falling points. And then like every single fall is gonna be kind of annoying. So like, then you have to dash after. So I'm personally glad he changed it that way. I wasn't thinking about replacing with prisms like that. Cool replay. Arb not able to play, but able to come up with strats. Very helpful. Having having people on your team to do some strats. that helped me more in week 2, but not so much this week. Alright, so I guess let's peek at the leaderboard. We got one more week to go. I'm going to be on some map makers tomorrow about uploading the week 4 maps. And we'll show those off on Tuesday. I have a form for everybody to fill out. I'll post that and a little summary and add up the task points, because that has to be manually input. So we got a lot of wager and challenge action. No more downside. Everybody really should just be putting wagers on everything. Get more bonus points for everything pretty much. I was thinking of week 4, maybe I could spice it up a little bit more somehow. My idea was I'll probably have 2 bonus leaderboards on each level. And pretty much all it is, if you're in the blue, you get +1.